Oh, this BTC, they've just come here. They've smashed the 44. The short has just got absolutely wrecked here. And now they've pushed it up. It's panging a 618. It's trying to push higher. What is going on out there? These altcoins are turning green. We're excited again. There's a vibe out there. And we're so back, aren't we? Aren't we back? So today, guys, we're looking at BTC and we're looking at BTC-related tokens, stacks, ORDI. I've got for you. I've got another DeFi one as well. Then I've got Solana, a couple of memes on Sol as well. I've got a DeFi play on Solana. We're looking at DYM again, Celestia, Injective, RUNE, and if there's time, I'm going to throw Frax at you because there's something interesting happening there. So much to talk about, guys. Let's get right into this. Oh, it's looking rosy out there. You know, are we getting excited here? Are we getting overexcited? Can you answer the poll for me, please, guys? It's very important here. I've got a poll in the chats here. BTC is pumping. Please answer that poll for me. This is critical. I need to know what you guys are feeling and what you're thinking. Just covering look, banter bubbles. Wherever you look, it's green. It actually hurts my eyes. But DYM performing again. We've seen CAS pump all the way to the top of a resistance band. We've got stacks responding to BTC strength. Remember, if you've been watching me for a while now, you know when BTC starts pumping, you look at stacks, you look at ORDIs, you look at a couple of other BRC20 type tokens, and we've had an ETH BTC rejection as well now. So now everyone's looking at BTC again, everyone's looking at Sol again, and are we bored of ETH now? So we're gonna go through all of these things. Yeah, we're gonna look at this chart. Let's just see what BTC has actually done today. And I mean, I've got Ray in the back telling me he's building a hedge short already because Ray thinks we're going down. So he's in the camp here saying we need 31k here. I see 40% of you are telling me 31k, and 60% are saying we're so back. Well, geez, I feel like we're back. So let's look at these. Let's look at these levels. Yeah, I see Ray. Come on, Ray. Don't be shy if you want to short this thing. I'm looking at these levels here at the moment. We've got BTC in a nice little upward trend. So now we're going to just draw a little picture and try and understand now on this particular move. When do we turn bearish? When do we hit the panic station? And how are we going to play this move now? And how are we going to play it with these alts? So the first thing we need to see is that obviously BTC has now been one of the stronger tokens today, and dominance is pumping, but it's always nice. Dominance is allowed to pump as long as BTC is pumping. Then we're all happy. Interesting to note here, it's just cracked a 618, and you know how important a 618 is in terms of BTC and these altcoins. So that is very interesting to me. So what I'm going to say now, urgent levels we need to watch for today. Okay, pullback areas where we feel safe, pullback areas where we're going to get buys on these altcoins and things like that if the market's going to remain bullish. We're looking at 44,006, call it 44,500. Okay, number one, 44,500. Number two is that massive, the massive marker that we were watching for about a week there at 43,800. Okay, that's a big area, and I want to show you something incredible here. If you pull a fib from the low on Tuesday the 23rd, you take a fib from the low, you pull it to the high. Okay, you can see where our 382 is tying in so nicely there at the 50-day moving average at just under 43,000. Now, if you add a 236 fib, which is a super bullish fib for BTC. Look how this fib just ties in perfectly to that high that we had for the last week that we were trying to get through that whole time. So we know with this high tied in with the trend and with this fib in play, this could be a nice little hot zone. So if they want to come and sweat us out here and really just do some pain in the next couple of hours, I'm looking for a bounce here, 43,800. So key levels today, 44,500. 43,800, and then a big banger here, 42, call it 42,900. Those are the areas I'm interested in today. If they're going to send us lower, we're going to be upset. Okay, but we're not going to deal with that today. Banter Bubbles is green. Ray's smiling. The legend is also smiling. I know he's got stuff happening at the back, but I'm only selling that. I'm selling this man. I pulled him out of his cage. I'm selling that setup. Selling it for likes, raise and charge. Okay. Okay. Let's just catch up. I want to know how everyone's feeling. Yeah. Fahad says he's shorting with Ray. Oh, that's not a good start. Tony wants to dump it. 𝗦𝗚𝗚𝗏 is here. He says Dylan the bag man is dishing the magic. Let's see what else we got. Jason's super stoked. Ricky's happy with Whiff. So yesterday we looked at Whiff and Bonk. Both of them are cooking. Skeet says pump it. Okay, well, it's good to have a nice balance here. 63% are now bullish. Up. That's what we want. Okay, so we know the levels to watch now. Okay, so if we get a pullback here, these are key levels. We tie them in with a little pullback zone on some of these altcoins, and we buy those levels. If you are bullish, you buy those pullback levels. If they're going to kill us, they're going to kill us. That's why we use stop losses and those types of things. So watch these levels, corresponding levels here with alts, and we should be okay. All right, let's deal with a couple of things in the news here. And we've got Crypto Gel says, looks like altcoin accumulation season is almost over. So they're talking about a move coming. It looks imminently. It looks like a month or so on this chart that I'm looking at here. So take a look at this gel. And then because of that, to celebrate this big move, I pulled out the old altcoin season indicator again for you guys. And this is saying 61%. So, you know, we've seen this movie before. We get a nice BTC pump, dominance pumps, all these type of things. The alts lag a little bit, but they do okay. And if it goes according to plan, then we're going to have BTC start ranging. And if it holds a level, then we're going to have the dominance drop. This thing's going to go to about 80. And we're going to send these altcoins. So that's my dream scenario here. Obviously, anything can really happen, but that is the ideal situation that I'm watching here. And I mean, Ray's got his glasses on. He's feeling so bearish at the moment. So we might have to change that, Ray. We might have to change that. Okay, so next play, liquidation heat map. I'm a little bit disappointed they didn't come to this 43,000 number first, this 43 level, and a little bit lower here. It was the 42. Ideally, we wanted them to come and take out that area before. That was my actual first bullish prize here, this lower region. So remember, we wanted to come down, wipe out, we'll take out the liquidity and then send it higher. So makes me a little bit edgy. That they've left a couple of passengers down there. So maybe a visit later. So maybe 38% of you, we are talking 31, you know, you might get a taste of this 43k. So let's not write it off, because we got a big area that we still need to deal with on BTC. So keep that in the back of your minds. But right now, just a picture, and also something to note. This entire candle from that dump that Ray was actually talking about just now, this entire candle here has been wiped out now. So now the big test is, do we hold the 618 and do we keep this thing going? So watch these key levels here. And, you know, we always say it's key levels, but fuck me, these are key levels now for this move. We need it to happen here. And so keep your eyes on that. Right. S&P, well, I've got no more to say about the S&P other than it's absolutely rinsing me. And it's a complete freight train. So I'm not even going to talk about the S&P today other than pull a 1.618 fib and give you a picture as to where this thing could actually go in the near, well, not the near term, but you know, in the next few months even. 5,600 looks like it could be on the cards. At some point it's going to reverse and I'm going to be crying because they're going to be rinsing me out of that short that I'm in. But 5.6 is the target, and the lows for the S&P still looking at 4.8. I'd still love to see that pull back to 4.8 just to reset things a little bit here. Crypto Queen says they're too early in the cycle. They're definitely tricking us. I think we're going to crash us proper before the halving take up. Yeah, look, I like the idea of a rinse out before halving. I think that's the right move, but it doesn't mean we can't have fun for the next week or two. You know, let's maybe we can have some fun. Okay, Sebastiano says dumping time. J-Dog says smash like Hulk. Okay, so there's a lot going on in the chat here, guys. There seems to be a mixed vibe in here. Ali likes 70k is coming next. And 𝗦𝗚𝗏𝗏's got a very good point. That white cap I was wearing yesterday was a key bullish indicator. Okay, enough chit chat here, guys. Let's look at the juice. Okay, so ETH BTC, this is something we've been watching closely for that ETH play, and we've seen a lot of ETH strength. It's been nice for us, especially for the ETH bulls. We finally got our trade on ETH, so it was nice to get something going there. But if we dial in here a little bit, you can see what's going on. They have rejected us at this 382 and this horizontal, and it's a big rejection here. And fortunately for us, so far, it's on BTC strength. Rather than BTC dumping, so that gives us a bit of a breather there. But if you just you can zoom in here on this is the 3-day, you can see the size of that sell, and so big selling here. So a little bit of pressure now on ETH BTC. So again, BTC looks like it's going to be outperforming ETH potentially now with that rejection, but ETH is still moving. If you look at the ETH candle, not nearly as big as BTC, but we are getting some results. We are getting something out of it, and key levels you want to be looking at for ETH currently. And for those of you that have been patiently sitting in ETH from around the 200-300 level with me, now you're sort of you're in a risk-free zone now. So we've got a big support area here, the 382 and 50-day moving average. That's a nice little support area here at 2,340. Okay, so that's a nice solid area. We lose that area, it's going to start tying in with losing trend and the market being bearish. So we know if we get a pullback down there for ETH, that's a nice buy zone. And the next, well, just slightly higher there, we're looking at around about this 2,380 level for ETH. So that's my second hot zone. So 2,380, and let's look at call it 2,350, 2,380, 2,350. These are nice little areas for ETH that if we get little pullbacks in there, those are potentially usable for the bulls. Okay, 𝗲𝗓𝗔 is saying 45.9, and then we turn back. Look, guys, you heard it. Ray's opening a hedge short here. I'm not against the idea, Ray, because you know, maybe we need a little bit of cover there. So I'm not against the idea of building a hedge short. Maybe we can do it live here on Prime XBT. Okay, let's go to the next one. Another big mover. What do you need to follow when BTC blows up? You've got to jump into stacks. We've been talking about this one for months. Every time we get a BTC move, stacks rips and it really outperforms. And this is just another example of waiting patiently in stacks. And I'm quite impressed with these guys, the way they kept this level. They didn't mess around here. Look at this. They didn't even come and flush out before. They just held this level the whole time. So often you get these situations where they come and flush you first and just grab those stops. But anyone who was just sitting long stacks with a stop under this original level that we gave, this 1.45, got away with murder there. They just absolutely sent it off. They didn't even come and take you out. So well done if you are still sitting in stacks. It was quite a painful period here, 25th of January all the way to the 8th of Feb. So that was a long wait, but it has taken out its first area of interest. Now, next step here for stacks, if you want more stacks, and if you're assuming here that BTC's got more juice in the tank, so a little BTC pullback to those levels I've shown you about could give us the next play for stacks. And this is how you're going to do it. You're going to pull your fibs from the low to the high, and you're going to pull out your 382 and your 618, and you want to look for some solid areas here. And you want to identify these pullback zones that are going to tie in with BTC's bullish pullback zones. And number one is a 382 that we like to look at. Okay, so here's your first zone of interest, 382 fib and horizontals here for stacks. So potential support / entry zone here for you, 1.67. And then there's a hot little zone down here, 618, 50-day moving average and horizontals for stacks. So both of these are technically bullish pullback zones. So if we get the opportunity here, a little BTC bleed out, that's where you're looking to buy stacks. And that is your next area if BTC takes us a little bit deeper. So options here for stacks, call it 1.57 to 1.58 and 1.67. These are nice little pullback areas or current support regions. So if you're sitting in stacks, what you can do is you can raise your stop to under one of these levels currently, and that should de-risk you if you did get stacks a little bit earlier. Ivan says he likes 30K. 30K is perfect for him. Well, I'm glad that's perfect for you. It's not going to be so perfect for everybody, though. It might give us an opportunity. He says stacks is cool. Yeah, and KVH says CAS seems to keep going. Yes, so CAS has hit a nice area for us. I'm going to cover that for you because we are at a big TP zone. So yeah, we need to just be a little bit careful there with stacks. It has been very good to us. I think it's given us about a 28% move. Okay, next play for you, BTC, BRC20 narrative play, BTC play. Where do you go? ORDIs, another nice one. And also looking a little bit bullish now. So I've got a plan here for ORDIs for you guys as to how I think we could do this or how it could play out. And you can see what they've done here. They've given us a little double bottom, very nice of them. And they've given us a trend break as well to deal with. So what I'm looking for now is we can see quite clearly here, we've got a rejection or a resistance area in front of us. It's tied in with horizontals. It's tied in with a 50-day moving average and all these types of things. So the immediate target for ORDIs right now is a little pop into the zone. But the real test is going to come where this holds its rejection from that area. So expect a rejection at 65.7. Expect a rejection in that area. The real test is where do we step in when we do get that pullback, and is it going to be a bullish pullback for us? And if you believe it's going to be a bullish pullback, then we can identify these zones of interest. And the first area that you want to look as a support region, 60.2. And then the next one I've got for you, 57. Okay, so 60.2, you can mark that, put an alarm there on your trading view. You can see it's just breaking this area now. So you are quite close to that region. And that would equate to a 382 pullback after rejecting at that 50-day moving average. So keep your eyes on that. I like this area here, 60.2, and then lower down 57.1, just above that area. That is still technically a little bullish zone there, a little 618 pullback. Again, it depends how deep they want to take us on BTC, and if they obviously want to keep us up there with BTC. LX says, so dime is never going to stop. Well, I'm going to talk to you guys about this dime shortly. Give us 1 second here. Let me just pull it up. I've got one more play for you. Okay, I've got a small play for you. BRC20 narrative DeFi on BTC. Okay, this thing might fly. Okay, this thing's called Orange. It's a $7 million market cap, and you can grab it on MEXC. And yeah, look, it's a DeFi BTC play, so it could be interesting. If we're gonna get bullish BTC, we might get some bullish moves out of tokens like this. It's a tiny market cap. Okay, so remember, risk is high, 7 million market cap, very easy to pump and dump in these type of things. So careful with your entries, careful with your areas. This is your first support zone you want to watch, 0.384. Okay, that's a big support zone, 0.384. And your next area of interest, if we do get some kind of pullback there, 0.328. Okay, so it's 0.384 and 0.328. These are some hot zones. So check out this Orange. Obviously, do your own research here. But DeFi on BTC sounds interesting to me. Dynaway says, when dumping. How's my people here? Let's see how else is here. Javier says, RUNE is ripping. Javier, of course RUNE is ripping. We gave it on Sniper Club. Bruce, you were sleeping. I was banging out some trades.
I know. Sleep is so overrated. I don't know if I can do that anymore. I'm done.
Ray, can you check our likes here? I'm not unveiling the legend until
they're not impressive. We need to start smashing the likes.
They're not impressive, guys. No.
Not impressive.
Not impressive enough. Sorry, he's got to go. Sorry, guys. Likeage for Bruce, and remember, at the same time, while we're doing this, because now I can do this for you as well. At the same time, we're on Banter Plus. If you're enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell as well, so you get notified when we're going live. As you might notice, I started 15 minutes later today, but did you know that? But if you were subscribed and you hit the bell, you would have known that. So anyway, do that. Did you? Hopefully, that was a good one, Ray. Did I do that well? Ray?
Nice still, man. Nice still. Let's smash those likes, guys. Let's subscribe. Let's lock it in. Let's make this money.
Okay, let's get out some more juice for you guys. Yeah. Okay, let's well, because Javier was talking about RUNE, let me just show you that RUNE setup. This was dropped today in Sniper Club. And look, it was a bullish play on BTC, just the concept behind this. It was looking a little bit bullish on the charts here. We had an inverse head and shoulders looking interesting. It was teeing up like we were going to get some kind of move on Rune, but the real test is actually going to come now on the pullback. So if you've missed this entry, don't sort of ape into this, because we are now at the first area of interest here where I was looking for that first rejection. So remember, often when we get a trend break, they often turn you back first, and the real entry comes on your retest. So now we've hit a little reaction area of interest here, and the real test is going to be how deep they're going to take Rune on that retest there before they send it higher. So just look out for that. You might not have missed your entry opportunity just because it's pumping now. It doesn't mean it's not going to be back here in an hour or two. So don't get too much FOMO here. So what I like about this Rune entry box, anything from 4.6 down to about 4.46. And early on today, when I gave the setup, we gave the Sniper Club guys a lot of room for the stops, just in case they wanted to drop us lower first. And at the time it was quite a big stop. But yeah, Sniper Club guys, now if you are in this trade, you can potentially move your stop up a little bit, because this was quite a big one. It was a 7% stop. It was a juicy little stop, but right now your trade is moving, so you can raise that a touch if you want to. But the real test, guys, remember, is going to be this pullback. If it's going to hold the pullback, we want to see it hold this region anywhere in this box. So just grab this, put these alarms on your charts, and or maybe just take a screenshot here. You can see these levels here and these areas that we're interested in, and we don't want to be too greedy. We just I'm trying to bank profits here. Again, we don't know what their plan is with the market, and we want to grab profits ASAP here. So first profit level 5, next one is just under 6 for Rune. But if we get to 5, that's nice. You can take some profit off, raise your stop to entry. It becomes a free trade. Take the wife shopping, whatever you do. But that's the plan there for Rune. Okay, let's get back into Sol. Okay, so yesterday I showed you a very bearish tweet. I can't even remember who the tweetor was, but it basically was the Wall Street cheat sheet translated onto Sol, and was looking quite bearish. And today I thought, well, let me just show you a bullish version for Sol. So remember, nobody actually knows what's going on. We just work with the information in front of us. And if you wake up one morning and you're feeling bullish on Sol, you can bang out a chart that looks bullish. And if you wake up and you're feeling grumpy and bearish, well, you can pull out a bearish chart like we saw yesterday. So everyone's just got an opinion, and this is what Gel is telling us. They're saying this time, or it's time, that Sol is going to repeat what ETH did back in the day. And back in the day, which was 2020, just before 2021, ETH had a similar setup to this, and had pulled back before the halving, and it was sitting on a nice little area. Who would have bought ETH at 360 back then? If you were around from 2018, 360 ETH would have seemed quite expensive. You probably would have thought, no. And here we are sitting at Sol saying, well, in 2022, from there, buying Sol now at 100 would seem a little bit expensive. But according to this chart, if it's going to repeat the move that ETH repeated, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe it's not the worst thing you ever saw. So this is my Sol setup. And so yesterday, this chart looks a little bit different to what you guys were looking at yesterday. But this is essentially what it was yesterday. We had that little trend break. And for me to turn bullish on Sol and a lot of these altcoins, I wanted to blow that 50-day moving average. That was a big level for us. We needed to crack that 50-day level and just hold above that area. And thankfully, or fortunately for the Sol bulls, we have done that. Okay, so Sol has now broken this 50-day moving average. And it's starting to look very aggressive here. So this is a little setup I dropped on Twitter. So if you guys want to follow me there, a nice little picture there I made for you guys at the Lord of Entry. You can follow me on Twitter. And here's the Sol setup. I dropped it earlier today, looking for some big moves. And then I dropped the cash trade that we did there on Sniper Club. I also dropped the Rune teaser. 7 hours ago, I said Rune was looking quite bullish. So follow me on Twitter there if you want some alpha. I can hopefully, serve your needs. Okay, let's see what else is going on here. Saketh is shouting dot at me. Robertson 𝗚𝗦. So 𝗚𝗦 was another signal we gave today. I haven't looked at it in the last couple of hours. Alex David says Atom looking good. Look, everything is looking good right now, guys. So just control yourselves, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. It's very easy to start aping in now, and next thing they reject BTC and you hit 500 stops. So just be careful, just be picky with what you're looking at. And if you've missed these key entries, rather just be patient. Keep some money aside for that pullback, because at some point we get that pullback, and that gives us the opportunity. So don't get this FOMO now where you have to ape in and drag that dial and start really pumping it, because that often ends in tears. So just take it carefully there. Let's see what else we got. Ray says, are we shorting the likes? Rudy wants Litecoin. Rudy, bro, come on. Not this Litecoin. We got burnt on this Litecoin and BCH. Me and Sheldon were so bullish on Litecoin, BCH, all these things, and they let us down. Okay, so there's the Sol plan. You've got the Sol picture and support that you want to look at for Sol now, guys. Very important now. If we do get a pullback, you can see we got a nice little rising trend, and support regions for Sol 98, 99. That's a hot zone here. Oh, maybe I should pull my chart up for you. I'm just talking to myself. 98, 99 for Sol. Okay, you can see the picture here. It's 50-day moving average, 382 fib. And we've got some horizontals tied in there as well. And you know, if they want to bleed it into this trend, that's actually trend support then added for you guys as well. So if they want to come and pull us into that trend, though, we're going to look at something like that, and then send it up from there. So that's the bull plan. And remember, we can always change our minds when we get new data and we get new information. I saw somebody complaining the other day saying, you know, we flip-flop with our tiles. We bullish, we bearish, we bullish, we bearish. But what happens is sometimes we get new information as well. So for example, if we do get a meltdown and Sol loses this trend, then we might be looking at bearish scenarios. But as long as Sol is now going to be holding this uptrend, there's no reason to turn bearish. So we ideally just want to break these highs, and we just want to break that a little bit there, and then we can get our little pullback. And we just want to carry on this journey on Sol until we lose that trend. Then we turn bearish, and you know, that's why they invented stop losses. Let's see what else is going on here. Filecoin questions. Filecoin, yeah, not bad. Let's see. Ross says, haven't we learned that yet? Ross, what are we talking about? Remind me. Okay. DeFi on Sol. Where do you go when Sol takes off? Okay, you grab a DeFi token or 3, do your research, find one that you like. This is Radium. Where else do you go? Obviously, you go meme coins. You go WIF, you go Bonk, you go other Sol-related meme coins that you want to get involved in on bullish Sol. Okay, so let's look at Radium. This was a good idea. We know Radium is a nice little pumper, and I just wanted to give you some areas of interest. And what we've got here for Radium, a little bit lower at 0.86. That's a little bit deep for me. I mean, if we get bullish Sol here, I'm not expecting Radium to come down here to 0.86, but mark that on your charts anyway, just out of interest, because it is a hot zone. It's a 618 and it's a 100-day moving average. But what I'm interested in here right now for Radium is this nice weekly level that has been forming, and you can see it's nice and juicy here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 weekly touches on this area here, 5. And if we pull this level across here, you can see we've got 6 weekly candles touching this zone. So we know that this is a fairly strong weekly area, so that can be your support level. And remember, we're going to tie this in with bullish Sol. So if Sol turns bearish, well, then we can turn a little bit bearish on Radium. But right now on the weekly, you can see what's going on here. We've got a nice little downtrend, and we've got some weekly support, and you can see there's a little bit of action here right now. So maybe a little spot play, maybe something you want to hang around in for Radium, just to watch and see. Maybe Solana starts giving us the juice, and then this thing should take off. So support 1 on the button. If you lose 1, candle closes below 1, then you are potentially looking a little bit bearish there on Ray, and you're looking not on this Ray, definitely not this Ray, not this guy, not that one. There he is. Don't be bearish on Ray. There he is. I'm talking about Radium. Okay, not Ray. Ian says, what about Pyth? We cover Pyth a lot, and you know, Pyth hit our areas, actually, I think. If I got time, I'm going to look at Pyth again for you, but I gave you guys some nice Pyth levels early on the week, so I believe they hit their zones. Okay, let's go. What do we do when Sol pumps? Sol meme coins. Okay, here's Bonk. Yesterday we did WIF And we did bonk. I gave you a bonk entry yesterday. Where did I trade it? I traded on 2bit. Okay, so here it is. I took that bonk trade. I haven't added to it yet. And the other one I had was the 𝗏𝗡, and that's still going. So these things are ticking along nicely here on 2bit. Remember, guys, 2bit are running a competition now, and they actually got a tournament, a P&L tournament, where you can win prizes. So grab the link in the description and take part in the tournament. It's a Chinese New Year tournament. They're giving away all sorts of prizes and rewards for those of you that trade on 2bit. So jump in there and take some of these setups with me. Take some of these trades with me on 2bit. Let's go through this bonk situation. So yesterday the market was still a little bit we were unsure. Okay, what we could see was bonk was potentially going to turn, WIF was potentially going to turn. We could see that the writing was there for us scientists. And so what did they do? They gave us a nice little move, but we've got to be greedy with our TPs here, especially the first TP. Because we've had so much uncertainty in the market, it's been very tricky out there. So the minute the market gives us something, I'm trying to de-risk quickly, raise stops, grab profits, that sort of stuff as soon as possible. So TP1 from yesterday that we gave got hit, and it took off nicely from our area, the 100-day moving average, the trend break, that sort of thing. So that was a nice little area. If you took this trade, you could raise your stop now. Okay, if you're looking for an entry, you need to try and grab some kind of pullback here, or you're going to try and grab it a little bit higher, and I'm going to show you what I mean shortly. But if you took this trade yesterday, you are now in profit. Don't give it away. If they want to end us tonight or today and they want to reverse this market, rather just bring your stop up now to entry and protect yourself. So the entry now, well, the entry zone yesterday was quite low. I think it was 0.1 or whatever it was. So just protect yourself there a little bit, and you don't need to give away your gains unnecessarily if they want to come and end us. And next TP here is 11, and the next TP is around about 1.2. Now, how do you grab this if you didn't take it yesterday? If you were too scared yesterday because you were overly bearish, and now you're here today because you're overly bullish, and the cycle continues. Guys, who does that? Tell me in the chats. Tell me in the chats. Who wants to take a trade? Who only wants to take a trade when the market is green? I need to know the answers, because when you start trading, that's what it's like. When the market is red, you don't want to look for entries. You're too scared to take a trade. And then when the market is green, you suddenly jump in when these things are popping, and then you start looking for entries. And sometimes you miss the best entries on some of these moves. So let me know who feels that way. We've all been through that. And it's a mindset that you need to just change a little bit. The best entries are always on these red days, and when we're feeling a bit bearish and when things are dripping onto supports, those are always the nice ones. Those always give us the nice starter positions there. Crypto Nympho says here every day. I see Chaos is in the chats. Arco is asking about CFX for Chinese New Year. Yeah, we were onto that. When were we onto CFX? 20th of January we were playing that CFX game, and it has pumped nicely. I think there's actually a retest going on today on CFX on a 382, if I'm not mistaken. So if I've got time, again, guys, we're going to take a look. Right, bonk. What do we do now? If we're trying to trade bonk and you're looking for a position, you've got to look for some kind of consolidation and some kind of flag. Well, that is what they're giving us at the moment, so that's a good start. Okay, so we're just looking for something along these lines, and we might get a bit of this. Okay, so if it starts dripping down, don't get too worried or too upset about it. That's what the bulls want. Okay, so we want that break up first. Okay, so we want it to pop this resistance area again. So if you're buying it now, you're buying it at resistance. You need it to break higher, come back for that retest. You can see why it's resistance. We've got a nice little wick up here, horizontal region. That's also why I made it the TP zone. And we wanted to blow that resistance area, come back, test it as support, and then that gives you your secondary entry. So just keep your eyes on this level here. Let it pop higher. So you want to pop about 106. You want to break through there. Then you want support at that 106 region. And then you can look for, you maybe want to ladder in. These meme coins, they move so fast, and if you're using leverage, you can get properly smashed there. PJ says, what about Injective? I've got Injective for you, bro. It's ready. It's locked and loaded for you guys. Okay, let's deal with DYM. This is what we were looking at yesterday. Richie says the total number of DYM staked is 136 million. This represents 93.6% of the circulating supply. over 93% of the circulating supply is staked. What does that mean? That means potentially that this thing could just carry on ripping and ripping and ripping. Where's Bruce? There he is. And ripping and ripping and ripping
and ripping and ripping and ripping.
So it's another Celestia story. Did you take the dime trade?
Nope, I missed it.
So David in the Sniper Club with us. So in the Sniper Club, you guys know.
David
Sheldon,
got it. Yeah.
David's in there. Bruce, Simon.
Yep.
David dropped. Okay, we had 2 trades that didn't go well at the beginning of February. We had a cracking January. Then February came and we gave 2 trades, I think, or 3 trades, and they didn't go well. We got stopped. And then Dave came in, dropped this banger with dime, and I think he did 30%.
Yep.
In the move.
David called that at 4 a.m. Once again, I got screwed by sleep.
He can't sleep. Can't sleep.
I know.
So he dropped that banger in there, and that kicked off our February, because we had a great January in Sniper Club, and February's now started off with a bang, and we've thrown in some other trades there in the last couple of days as well. So hopefully that's going to keep going. But dime traders, I've got a piece of this, Bruce. I'll let you know. I do have some of this action here, and I even dropped a little hint in my. I've got a section in the Sniper Club as well. Let me pull up this chart.
Yeah.
And I was watching this little break today. So I've got a little section in the Sniper Club called scalp setups and things like that you guys can follow. And, if I'm tracking a little thing on a 1 hour, I generally just drop a comment or I drop the chart that I'm watching. And I was watching it here today at this 6.2, getting ready for this little pop. So those of you that were watching would have got that secondary entry there from me in Sniper Club. But now, what do I do now? How do I get my next entry? Okay, so... again, you got to play level by level. You can see this is the 15-minute stuff, guys. We're going degen vibes here, and this is your support level you want to watch, 7.2. So if you're on absolute degen and you want to try this thing, the only support I can give you right now is 7.2. Remember, they could easily come and just rinse this thing all the way lower, flush you out, and then send it up again. Don't be surprised if they even try and do that, because they know that that's what we're trying to do on these 15-minute candles, right, Bruce? You've been
they're counting on the greed and the FOMO.
Yes.
Like, oh my God, I don't want to miss it. Oh my God. And they wait till they sucker everybody in, and they go, okay, let's take their money.
Sounds like you've been there before. Exactly.
Oh, never.
So watch those levels. That's all I can give you. I can give you a 7.22. Okay, and a strategy like this, if you really believe something's going to keep going up for the short term, you can ladder in little bits at a time. Just test it, see what it does. And then if it pulls back 5-10%, you could add a little bit more, and then at some point these things start popping, and they go. So there's a few strategies you guys can use. You don't have to put your full position in immediately. You can just watch what it does. Superlon says he wants to drink a beer out of bullhorns. I agree. Is my bull working?
Yeah.
I need to make this bull louder. Thomas actually messaged me. He said I must turn this bull up. I've got to get the sound right. Okay, we'll get it right. Okay, more stuff for you guys. Staking narrative. Celestia.
Yep.
I think I spoke about this one twice this week on my show.
Yep.
Looking for the same setup, and I just want to remind you guys, the squeeze setup. Okay, when things are getting bullish, you get this type of setup here. It starts squeezing higher. It looks like they're trying to pinch it into an area. So look out for these things. It works on the 15 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hour, 8 hour. It works on every time frame. And you get this type of setup where it looks like they're going to squeeze it, and they're almost squeezing this thing, and then it just pops like a toothpaste tube, and they send it up. And that's exactly what we were waiting for here on Celestia, and off it goes. So here we are. Now it's cracking all-time highs. Yeah, all-time highs for Celestia. If you didn't get this entry, and no, I'm sure I've spoken about this twice this week. I think I've been dropping it in Sniper Club as well. So there have been multiple opportunities here. If you're now looking for this thing, you are late, unfortunately, but there is support here for you. Okay, 18.5. That's what I can give you. I can't give you any support. Or I can give you tiny support higher up, but on this chart, 18.5 looks like the safest bet here for you. Looks like something along those lines. Are we going to get it now with a bullish Bitcoin? I'm not sure, but that's what I can give you now until we break this next zone. Okay, if we blow up here, let's say we blow up this region, then we start getting ourselves a base that we can at least start working from over there. So let's see, 20.4 could become a potential support for us later. But right now, if you're buying this right now, you're buying at all-time highs, you're buying at a resistance. Yes, it could pop. Yes, it could go higher, but it could also reverse on you at any minute. So just understand that. Okay, Ray, how's our likes? Because Bruce has got a banger here. And we're running out of time, and we need to bring the banger.
They're a little short, man. They're a little short. I need about 100 likes, and there's like 1,200
okay, guys. 100 likes, please. The legend is here. I took him out of his cage. We need him. Okay.
At least you're feeding me while I'm out of the cage.
I'm going to rush through these quickly for you guys. So more news on Injective looking bullish again, helped now by the Bitcoin market. For those of you that were watching Injective, you would have seen yesterday it was actually front running the market a little bit. It was turning a little bit green and looking good. So right now, Injective hitting a resistance area. So I've marked this out for you guys. 382 horizontal resistance zone. You can see there's a reaction here. 34 is your reaction zone right now for Injective. So just be careful here. Might have a little rejection. Don't know how deep that's going to be. What is the next plan? How do I get Injective now if I want to be long? Well, either you wait for a pullback onto a nice little area, or you got to let this thing pop now and you can see where it's going to reject. Okay, we've got a rejection area up here at 36, that sort of region, and then we should get some kind of pullback, and then we're going to try and use that 34 as a potential buy zone for Injective traders. But if you're jumping in now, you can see rejection zone up ahead, rejection zone right here at 34 as well. So eyes on this at the moment, but there's no entry here now until we have support on our next area. So we've got to break this 382, get that support there first if you want to play it safe. Vincent says, are we holding Injective into the bull run? I think that's a must. I think it's a must.
Oh, yeah.
Totally. Yeah, PJ is talking $400. Yeah, pleasure, PJ. He says, thanks for Injective. Yeah, if you're in Injective, well, then you're good. If you're not, just be patient. An entry will come. Okay, Rune. We've done Rune. Okay, so Rune's covered. You guys know the plan for Rune. Look for that rejection. News on IMX. I'll just touch on this quickly. IMX, there was news again. It just keeps coming out, but the chart might be getting a little bit tired here. You can see here, I've got this RSI, it's drifting lower. I've got the price pushing higher. Sometimes that tells us that it might want to slow down. Again, you saw with the S&P, we had that look, and the S&P doesn't care. It just keeps pumping and absolutely rinsed me. So I wouldn't say short this thing. I would say wait patiently for an entry, let this thing drip lower, and just be patient, because you could get a nice little entry on support. So those of you looking for IMX, there's no entry now. I did drop this entry. I think this was at in the game. The entry was around about 2. That was the level there that we were looking at. It only hit the 50-day MA though, just a little bit higher. So Injective IMX, there's no entry yet. Arca says Chinese Santa calls for CFX. See Alex David's watching his charts as well. He's dropping alpha. Atom says link please. So guys, I got the worst story for you. It's actually like quite embarrassing. I'm like super embarrassed about this. So I had 2 shorts on Prime XBT. One of them was AVAC, one of them was Link. Okay, and Link started dipping the other day I was watching the 15 minutes or the 1 hour candles, and I thought, well, this is an opportunity. I'm going to open a scalp Link long just to ride it up and then ride it back down. But I forgot that on Prime XBT, on their crypto futures, which I use all the time, and I forgot that if you open a long with a short, they don't separate it. So I opened a Link long and it closed my short.
Oh, you weren't even
It was an absolute, an absolute rookie error there. And you know, in the heat of the moment, I saw it on a nice level, and I tried to jump in, but it didn't work out well. And I was in an AVAX short, which you guys know about, and they pumped me up and they hit my stop, so I got stopped out after that pump. Ray, look at this chart here on BTC.
What do you think? What a _𝗀𝗀𝗃.
Shall we open a half BTC short here?
I mean, we don't have confirmation. We can start building a short, but this is not confirmation yet. I need a little bit more powerful red candle.
Okay, we'll do a 0.25. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Ray, you're gonna get your wish there. Let's see. So look, it's easy for me.
I wish we could get some more likes.
Let's see. Okay, so there we are. You can see I'm long Sol. Okay, waiting for bigger things on Sol. And I got smashed on that AVAX short that was like 300 or 350 up. They've just pumped us out of that today with that BTC pump. And I rookie errored my link.
Yep.
Okay. Bruce.
Yeah. What's up?
What have you got for us? What have you got for us?
Well, I have got two things. Actually, I've got two and a half. So, you want to bring my chart up?
Yeah, bring it up.
Do that. Bring it up. Let's do that. Add to stage. There we go. Okay. So, I'm looking at two things, right? We haven't talked about Manta much, but Manta had a really clean SR flip where basically that was resistance, and it broke through that resistance, turned that into support, and came back and confirmed it, and it's testing it right now. So I just called this on Sniper Club just before the show. And what I'm looking at is basically building a position. I'm kind of thinking it's probably going to come down a little further, but I've started a little position right there. And as it comes down, I'm going to build that up, looking for a pump of about 15% back up to that resistance area right there. Basically, I'm going to keep an eye on Bitcoin to see how low that comes. But if you pull I'm giving it between where it is right now, and if I pull the fib on that last move, it's got the 618 just at the bottom over there. So my stop is just below that. So I'm giving this one a little bit of room to breathe. If it blows through the that 618 on that move right there, then I'm just going to get out of it. Getting out of it.
Can you zoom in there quickly? Andre says, please maximize the screen.
You got it.
And just tell them the levels there that you've got.
Sure. So right now I entered just about right now. I'm going to build that position down as far as the 618, which is at 2.6879. So I'm going to give it down as far as that. And if it loses that level, that means it's probably going to come back down into this range. So I'll just bail out of it. But so far, so good. I'll probably add on to it right above the 618 right over there. And what that'll do is it'll bring my average entry way down. Nice. So if I lose, I lose a little bit.
Looking good. Remember the art of laddering into your positions. You don't have to ape in your full position size on your first button press. Okay. Have a bit of your position in, because how often does it happen to you? Let me know in the chats. How often does it happen to you that the minute you open a trade, it turns red?
Oh yeah. The other.
That's why.
Yep.
You ladder in.
You ladder in, little at a time. And if it gets away, if you enter and it gets away from you, you can simply wait for the next retest. And then add on to the trade then. So you win or you win by doing it that way.
Okay, thanks, Bruce. What else do you have there?
I got ARB, which is kind of interesting. So I'm going to zoom back out so you can see it. ARB pushed right up against resistance. So this is still, this is still supposed to be red resistance, right? So it's pulled up and pushed up against resistance. So one of two things is going to happen. I really noticed that if you look at this chart, that ARB has been just tracking this 50-day moving average, like hugging it like a sweater. So one of two things is going to happen. If Bitcoin decides that it's tired, and it looks like it's consolidating right now, right? You get 4 candles that are kind of stuck right there. If Bitcoin looks like it's going to take a rest, then we have got ourselves a short right here. Right here. As a matter of fact, if you wanted to give it a shot, you could do a little trial entry there with your stop up just above that wick. It's a really sweet trade. back down to the 50-day moving average.
Nice.
That's option A. Option B is that it pushes up over this area, and again does an SR flip where it turns what was resistance into support and goes from there. And on top of that, if you take the short, and it does take a short, you can take a pretty high confidence trade right off the 50-day moving average, right?
And that's at that rising trend, which looks exactly like that Celestia squeeze setup.
I know. So you got three options in front of you for Arbitrum. Kind of can't lose. Well, you can, but
welcome to trading. Okay,
welcome
Bruce,
to
that's
trading,
a nice little setup. I didn't finish the link thing. I got carried away with my own
link.
So my theory behind this link short, and I stand to be corrected still, but was that after this link pump, a bullish market is still a link short and a bearish market is still a link short. So for me, you can see it's still playing out. Links hardly move. This trade is still in play, so leave it for now. If you are sitting in this link short, I literally rookie errored myself there. Little bit embarrassed about that, but but it is what it is. So if you are in this link short, nothing to change, unless you want to maybe de-risk, you can bring your stop down a little bit. But my thinking was bullish market, maybe the money I'll just give Link a breather here, and Link might just drift down a little bit there for us. So that was the idea. That's it, Bruce. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thanks, everybody.
No. Okay, we smashed it. We covered all these tokens here for you guys. Okay, you know the plan again, BTC. You know what to do. You know the pullback levels. If you get those pullback levels, tie them into your altcoins. If you're feeling bullish overall on the market, those are going to be your buy areas. So any weakness on BTC into a solid alt area gives you your buy order if you are bullish biased. Okay, so remember that. And if it hits your zone, buy your zone. That's why we use stop losses and things like that. And obviously, don't overtrade. Take it easy. Don't FOMO. And they always give us a breather at some point. So, if you miss the first move, you can always get the next one, guys. See you tomorrow. I've got a very special guest tomorrow. We're going to bring some bangers. We're also going to do some meme coins. Very special guest, guys. Make sure you are liked and subscribed. You hit the bell because you don't want to miss tomorrow's action. We'll see you then. Later.